press record. Record on OBS is a bit better. So how's the deal?
I can say 90% will success. So
What
the
the
10% will.
whole story, like why you all had this conversation actually?
Actually, my clients told me before, say she want to build her brand on social media, Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, I just joined Lisa team, and I know how they do. So
Mm.
I just propose them I can do this for her,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell her that I feel demotivated to write email anymore because after working for 4 months and I think 4 months, the email marketing didn't bring any result because her email list is so small.
How
It's
small?
about 100 people.
Ah.
100 people.
Okay, you're very patient. For me, I think 4 days I give up. Or maybe I look at the list.
Mm.
I just say I want to leave already.
So basically, she want me to help the email. It's like just I just have it. So she didn't expect any result,
Okay,
and
that
then
actually explains a lot of things. No wonder previously when you describe, I listen like something's not right. Okay, now you say this, I can see why.
yeah. So I just told her yesterday, and then I show her what Lisa team is doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I can do exactly the same thing for her.
Mm.
So she considered it, and then at the end we talk money. We
Mm.
talk money.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, if you're willing to give me commission,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to sell something,
Mm-hmm.
I tell her, you need to sell something.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely need to sell something. If you can give like a monthly retainer plus commission, I can help you get the people
Mm-hmm.
to build a team. So she said, yeah, I will think about it, and they're really excited.
But their email
What?
list is only 100 people.
No, I told her I'm no longer want to do email anymore.
Then where is
I
she going to
just
get the leads from for you to?
I just fully focus drive organic leads on Instagram. I changed the whole thing. Just do Instagram, and then we use, yeah, get the traffic from Instagram.
This is the
That's
this
it.
is the good and the bad of being me, because like this I hear I already know what is going to happen in the next 3 months, the problems you're going to face. And
Yeah,
most people actually, after speaking with a lot of people, and Jared told me actually this is one of my gift and curse. When I see things, I'm like, this is going to happen already. Then I'm going to say it, and then they are not going to believe it. And then when it happens, they're like, you see, all because of you say this type of things, the bad thing happened now. Okay, I'll refrain from saying that for the benefit of everybody. Maybe you can give us a quick version. Wait, I think okay, this week we're going to do a bit different because everybody is here on a freelancer. We want to improve all. So I guess this week let everybody share their wins. I'll just start first, and it should be something like quite short. So this week actually, me and Gerald we closed 2 deals. One is to help and troll Lisa team to create Google Ads for them for $5,000. The other one it's a partnership we struck with kids public speaking company. So there is no money upfront, but that is on the long term partnership. We are going to get 20 or 30% of the company's net profits. Okay, so that will be a bit of an investment. Now I seriously caution all of you, don't do any partnership deals until you know how to spot who's a winner and a loser. Because we, as all marketing people or freelancers, sometimes we think things are too optimistic. So I'm saying this advice to protect you. So don't try to negotiate this type of deals, because most of the time these type of deals don't work in your favor. Okay, until you are like quite advanced, you are able to tell who's a winner, who's a loser, and then you can consider doing this. Right now, don't do this. Okay, so that's my win for this week. Vincent, I'd like to hear from you.
Evening, everybody. So my win my win of the week, I would say, is uh, I think during the previous few sessions I shared that I'm going to start with my first client
Mhm.
in February. So I think it is the whole progress stopped a little bit because of Chinese New Year. We celebrate our own Chinese New Year with our families together. So last week we had another round of discussion about it.
Mhm.
So we are going to start it very, very soon. So I think during the last sessions we talked a lot about preparations and all things. So during the meeting, in the previous meeting with the clients, I decided to do a little more preparations to understand more about what they are doing right now, and I share with them more what I can value add.
Oh, okay. Ball joined us. So just to get everybody up to speed, Ball has been joining the group last year for quite long. And today he's almost on time. We don't want to use negative words like late. We say, a lot of you guys are copywriters, right? You need to know how to polish your language a bit. So we say almost on time. All right, so congratulations, Vincent, for your client. You had a discussion, then you're going to roll out the plan, action plan. So I'll just say any action is better than inaction, as long as both parties are willing to just start something. That's actually something victory can celebrate, because not everybody, not every client, once you give a suggestion, they can immediately like help you to implement together. Okay, so that's a good thing. Gerald, how about your week?
My week has been very wonderful. 2 wins, as you mentioned, 5K and JV 30%. Good warning, which Jay gave. Don't start it now, not good at this moment. But another win is one of my coaching clients just mentioned yesterday. That is last month. He's been in business for 12 years. And based on some advice I gave him, that last month was his best month ever. So which is really, really good. So that is for me a very big one, and it just shows to me the power of coaching. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes the win is not our personal, but if let's say our client get a very good result, it's also your win. All right. Anastasia, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I actually got an interview for Google Ads and Facebook Ads, but the thing is I haven't got any experience of writing Facebook and Google Ads.
You got interviewed.
Well, I got scheduled for interview.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But the thing is like except the landing page and all the copywriting, but the Facebook ads and Google Ads, I mean, they asked for the experience for 3 years doing that. So I was like, I don't know.
Sorry, I can't help laugh when I hear stupid things, so I'm allergic. It's not from you, it's they are saying something that is not very smart.
Yeah, I don't know. I said like I need someone's copywriter with the experience of Google Ads, writing Google Ads and Facebook Ads for 3 years and blah 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 like that. So I just don't know what's the thing that I should like present to him except like
I
email and
think today we will answer your question. I'll just go one round for everybody's good news for the week. Then we'll collect all the questions, and then we know how to allocate the time. All right? Does that sound good for everybody? Okay, nice. Bo, you are almost on time. So what is your good news this week?
Good news is that I have scheduled a meeting with the dog training coach for next week, next Monday. So we will be talking about potential cooperation with email marketing, right? Maybe we'll start working by next month or by next few weeks, in the next few weeks, and see if we can come up with an agreement of like what we're going to do, and then like what are the pricing, and then like how are we going to structure the offer, something like that. So yeah, I mean, that's one good news for me.
So you are the one who's doing the negotiation.
We are doing the negotiation as a whole. We're an agency, so we're like sort of a team dealing with the client, right? So because the agency owner wanna just package everything at once, package everything together. I mean, because we have because they are already working with a coach already for quite some time. for Facebook ads and other stuff. And then right now there's an additional service, which is email marketing, right? So their plan is to package everything together and then come up with a fee instead of like, oh, Facebook ads, how much, email marketing, how much, and stuff like that, right? So packaging everything together.
Okay. So just a tip for those who are working or with agencies, make sure the agency, the closer can close deals, else you're screwed. Right. For your situation, I don't know. Max doesn't have this problem because Adam is there. Okay, so Max, how would you summarize your victory?
That's my victory.
Yeah.
I think start from where?
Yeah, yours is a bit long. That's why I'm like, I don't know how to.
Okay, so like the last year, I didn't. I can say I only made 500, 1,005 US for the last month, and this year, and this will be my big year, and I get on a very high productive team at Lisa team. They are very great, so there was be a very lucrative freelance career. So I'm very happy, and I still maintain the relationship with my current client, which is 500 US per month for email copywriting. But now, yesterday, I just talked to her. I want to upgrade my service and totally do something different, totally new, help her to get traffic on Instagram. So I will manage her Instagram, I think. So right now I need to build my own team to help her. And she willing to give me a monthly retainer plus commission for every subscriber she get. And I'm so happy I fired the first client. It's 1,700. This from India, SaaS company. It's very difficult to deal with and very hard to communicate. So yeah, I make it. So that's my whole journey.
All right. So sometimes the victory is not how much money you make. Sometimes it's the headaches or the painkillers we don't need to eat. We save on the medical bills and the stress. All right. So that is a big one. And yes, I'm very happy to hear that. Okay. So at least they are paying you a retainer. That's okay. Because if you go for pure like commission, then I'll be very, very worried. You do know that it takes some time to take off, right? The organic post. All right. So just know that Adam and Lisa's team has been there for a while. They're already able to get the leads predictably, so their situation will be a bit different. But what I would like everybody to get from Max sharing is, you work from, let's say, agency A or company A. Sometimes you don't make a lot from this deal, but you can transfer, because when you go there, you're going to learn a lot of stuff. You're going to get a lot of experience. So sometimes we say the hardest part is to get your first client. But once you get the first client, the second client is much easier. So I think everybody can benefit from this. So okay, questions from everybody. Let's gather around. We start with Vincent.
I need some time to think about it. I haven't gathered
Okay,
a question for
no
the time
problem.
being.
Next, Bob,
Okay.
questions? Any?
Same one. I need to think about that. Yeah.
Okay, next. Okay, then straight away we will allocate the time for Anastasia's question. So because I forgot your question, maybe you have to repeat it for me.
You are muted, Anastasia.
Sorry. Yes, it's about Google Ads and
okay.
Facebook ads actually. The thing is, like, the job that I receive, it's mostly about the product descriptions and market research. So for me, it's not really going out. It's like like, it's not like I can do it like retainer kind of thing.
Okay, I'm a bit confused. So you are going to be interviewed to create Google Ads, to write Google Ads, to set up?
Yeah, to create Google Ads. But I'm just afraid that, like, I just don't know how are they going, usually, are they going to measure the, like the boom for the Google Ads?
Okay. So Google Ads, actually there's two, from what I hear, there's two different roles here. One is the copywriter and one is the media buyer. Setting up the Google Ads, creating the campaigns, choosing the targeting, that's media buying. It's not actually copywriting. So when you go for the interview, you have to be very clear. Sometimes they are not very clear, but you have to ask them so that they can be clear. Now, are you hiring me to set up Google Ads or to write the Google Ads? Two different things. Or you're asking me to do both. So it's a bit different. So if you're going to be in charge of the whole thing, of course the price will be different. Then just now when I laugh, when I hear 3 years experience, when I hear this, most of the time it tells me the person who is going to do the interview probably don't know a lot about this. Okay, because if they want 3 years Google Ads to do I qualify? Let me count. Okay, actually I qualify, but almost didn't qualify. So those who ask for this like track record of 3 years doing this, masters in marketing or a marketing degree, they're usually not the
Sorry, say Google Ads copy. So must be the
If they
copy.
ask for the experience for doing this, it tells me they're not a very good interviewer, right? Because when I interview people, I don't ask those questions, and okay, I don't think I'm bad. That being said, Coach Gerald, you have any advice for?
Yeah, I think you're right on spot. Because we're in a very, very fast moving market, and asking for 3 years experience, actually I was dumbfounded. That sounds a little ridiculous for me. I would ask for 1 or 2 pieces of work you've done in that area. That would prove something, and then there could be other clients you have worked for. Very, very simple. And you click online and say, okay, I did this work, I did this work. That actually tells you that you know the work or you don't know the work. That would be a very quick test, but not CVs. People don't even look for CVs right now. So having said that, I think one of the things Jay mentioned is very important. You need to know very clearly what you're going to do. Because with Google Ad, it can be media buying, it can be the ad itself. So you need to know exactly what is it here for me, right? And right now, as a copywriter, as a freelancer, you got to be very clear. So if you have extreme clarity, that equals extreme results, right? Because what causes confusion in our minds is lack of clarity. So when you're sitting for these interviews, you need to be very clear, articulate. What do you want me to do? What are the terms and conditions? How will we measure that we are making progress? So those are very, very important points for you to be able to discuss during the interview. I'm not worried about your capacity to pass the interview, but all what I want you to do is have clarity. And if there's something you can do, you would say that you can negotiate directly. But if there's a skill, you feel you have a team who can do that, you can defer the discussions of the terms. That would be my suggestion. So you can say, this one, if it's this, I can do this, and this would be my terms. However, if it's this, I can work with you to identify somebody who could add more value to you. And there's nothing wrong with being transparent. In fact, it will save you in the long run. So that would be my quick take. Jay.
Okay, so for the benefit of everybody, I'll just give a quick introduction. This is not going, you're not going to be a Facebook ad expert or Google expert after this, but this is just enough for you to pass the interview. All right, so, and Vincent, this will also apply to you. Assuming the customer is going to do Facebook ads, which I encourage business owners to do on Facebook, because organic Facebook, unless you're in Facebook groups, it don't really work nowadays. Right. So to run Facebook ads, you need to have the writing the ads, you need to have the, okay. So for Facebook, you have the create ad image as well. Okay. So if it's a text ad on Google, let's say if it's a search ad, for example, I'll just use a example which I know. If they type for rent laptop in Google search, and these are the ad result that appear, you will see here there are no images on the left side. Okay, here this is all text. So here there is no image. On the right side, these are shopping ads. It's different. All right, so frankly, I do not run this. If they are looking for this, I'm like, I'm not your guy. There are people who specialize in this. Okay, but that being said, most of the time I find this to work the best, the search ad. So for the search ad, it's just there's no images. For banner ads, it's a bit different of a story. So let's just focus on the writing, since most of us are copywriters here. So the first part is the ad. Okay, so let me just remove all of this. Let me see how can I make it easy. So this part is the ad part. Here is the landing page part. Okay, so the landing page, there are two types. One, it's a sales page. One, it's a squeeze page. Squeeze page is basically you go to the landing page, there's nothing to buy, you just enter your name and email. Okay, now when do you want to use a sales page? If the company is new, the product is new, or it's the first time they are creating the whole digital marketing. Why I use this is because I want to know if I can get 1% conversion. If I can get 1% conversion, means the ads, the landing page, we are on to something. If we can't get any buyers, there's no point creating a squeeze page. Because here I want to know, does this make sense? Are we creating an offer that people want to buy? Because we don't want to sell meat to vegetarians. So the sales page is the fastest way to know if this makes sense. So this is to get the ad up and running, the campaign up and running. Now, I didn't say to get the ad profitable. I just said get it up and running. To be profitable, sometimes the best way is not to ask for a sale immediately. It's to build a relationship, educate the customer on things like that. So that is where we use a squeeze page. Okay, so if it's squeeze page, now why I don't usually start with this, more work. You need to do a squeeze page, you need to provide the lead magnet, you need to write an email follow-up sequence. So there's more work. So let's just pretend this don't exist. But actually you can share all of this. You can basically take my slides and go and show the interviewer. They were like, okay, we heard enough, let's just hire you. Because most people who go attend the interview, they are not going to be able to share all of this with you. All right. So
I think just hold this. I think this, Anastasia, if you can take a map of this, a picture of this would help.
yeah.
Yeah. Just let her be able to take this. This can definitely be. So this would help you to ask the necessary questions. The clarity I was talking about. What is it that you want me to do? Is it to do this? Is it to do this and that? So they will see that you really know what you're talking about. You don't need to be an expert. So once you are done with that, then you can collaborate behind this curtain and say, hey guys, I have this opportunity. I'm not good with creating squeeze pages. What can I do? So that's where you can then leverage on your colleagues. Yeah, because it's not one person game. All right, thank you.
I happen to be able to do all of this, but I've spent a long time to learn all of this. I would not recommend you guys do what I do. Okay, it's not cost effective. It's some tasks here is actually low income tasks.
That's what I meant, because the thing is, if I like presenting this, then maybe
I can show you how to how to hire people to do the low income stuff. The important stuff, the stuff that matter, is the writing part. It's the strategy. Those are the things that matter. Those are the things you will do yourself. The building part, the designing part, that's what Fiverr is for. Right, so even for landing page, there are three parts. There's the writing part, writing the landing page, writing the sales page. There's designing, and there's building it. Designing is Designing is actually the web designer, graphic designer's job. Building it is actually the webmaster's job. So actually 3 different person. Okay, so I know some of you guys will see like, okay, Jay, easy for you to say because you can do everything. Most of the time, I don't do the designing and building because my time is better spent on other things. I rather play computer games, right? It's it's dumb, right? So you want to do the writing. The writing is important. The research part is important. You want to do those things, but not the like. So actually, I should put this as. I shouldn't put this as like. Okay, just pretend that writing is a different color, designing and building is the same color. I'm just too lazy to find the color. So for media buying, that's creating the ad. This is writing the ad. Media buyer, usually they will do the strategy. Who are we going to target? Who are we not going to target? This is where you know your audience, the age, the interests, what websites they follow, do they have a list to remarket to, do they have a list of websites they want to go. Okay, so this is the media buyer's job. All right, so we will have to have this conversation with them. It's like, okay, now this is all the tasks. Now how much of this is actually your intent for me to do? Now what this does when you're able to show them here, number one, what are you saying without saying? This Google Ads thing is actually much more complicated than you think. It's not just go there, click a few buttons. It's a lot of work. So when they see this, are they going to offer you a very low rate? Probably not. And they're like, oh my God, we don't know there's so many things involved in this. So now you can say, hey, there are a few things here. Actually, I specialize in, you can say, I specialize in the writing part. Okay. If you want somebody who specializes in this, you can hire them separately, or I can refer to my network. Like anything within here which you are not confident with, you can just say, you can refer it. You can contact me. I can probably point you to people who knows how to do it, or you can learn from me. That's a separate conversation. But be comfortable closing things that you don't know how to do yourself. I very often close things that I don't do myself. Right, Paul? I'm not writing the damn emails, right? Right, so that is I think good enough for you to show the during the interview. I'll take questions from you here. And is there anything you need some clarity on this? Anastasia, you have questions for this?
Uh, no, but I've got suspicion that he's just gonna hire me for the writing ads.
Okay.
Like only the copy. So I was like, then I bump into the second obstacles that how much are you going to charge for this? Just I'm already figured it out how they're gonna ask me.
Okay. So I'll just use me as an example.
Yeah.
$5K a month. I just closed. Just this. Yeah. Okay. So if you're doing more, you should get paid for more. But everybody's rate is different. I'm just saying what I'm charging. Yeah. Okay. So know your stuff, learn how to close, then these things will fall into place. Hope that was informative for everybody. And you want to practice presenting your expertise, because most of the interviewers, they don't know what they're looking for. Even those who are very good, they can still use some additional clarity from you, because you should be the expert in the domain that people are asking you for. So usually I like to set up a consultation gig first before doing the work, unless it's like, it's referral or something. Then sometimes we shortcut that. Yes, Gerald.
Anastasia, are you clear with that? You don't look like you're clear as I'm looking at you.
No, I'm clear. I'm clear actually.
Okay. I'm happy if you're clear. All right, Max, any questions?
Okay, actually, my question is very simple. Just now, I just say I asked my client to upgrade the service. So now the problem is commission or cost per lead. I'm still thinking if I want to get commission, it's very, very long time, and I don't think this very benefit to me. If let's say want to charge cost per lead, even the lead don't buy anything. So yeah, I'm asking, is that commission is good or cost per lead is good?
Okay, I'll give you a short answer and we will give you a long answer. The short answer is you want to set up the whole deal as a win-win. Okay, so what I don't like about cost per lead, you and the business owner, you and your client not actually on the same page. Not actually, there's a bit of a conflict of interest because you can game the system. If you go find a way to get them a lot of leads that are trash, then they will feel like they are being cheated. So there's going to be this. But if you create the leads that are so qualified they just want to buy, but you don't close for a high price, you have a problem. So either way, you're not going to win. So this is, I mean, why I say this is because I did that in the past. I sold leads in the past. It doesn't work well. You always have the price argument with your client. Too high, too low. No, you don't want to do that. Coach Gerald?
I have similar answer. I think as independent professionals, we should go for a win-win. Because I don't understand what you're doing precisely, just think through what would be a win-win situation that I get paid, but also coming out of my work, my client benefits. Because you should be looking for long-term partnership. Don't be on the run. Because there are freelancers who are just interested in pocketing here and then they're going. That shouldn't be our way, because that's what we call karma, right? What you do today will catch up with you tomorrow. So really go for win-win. I will not say do this or this, but in your mind, in your experience, what is a win-win for both you and the client is the option you should go for.
Now I'm going to give you a suggestion, and this suggestion will work for everybody. So it's going to be a very safe suggestion. Everybody just take a fixed rate. Then you will say, oh, Jay, if let's say I ask for a fixed rate, but the person is making too much money, then I feel like I'm not getting paid well. Happened to me in the past. Okay. But what happened after that, I'm like, I have a conversation with the business owner, and this is after some time where they are really making a lot of money from my work. Then I'm like, I think next month will be the last month that we're working together because I have to go. I have to go and get some other work to do because this is too low. Then they'll be like, how about we renegotiate the price? Because you're making so much money for them, they want to keep you. So if you just ask for a normal rate, just a flat rate, easy for them to calculate. What people don't like about percentage sharing and all of these fancy things, it's they don't like the uncertainty. So you just name them a price and get comfortable. Like you just tell the world, this is my price. Okay. If it's too high, it's okay. You're not a good fit. Then next. So you say this is the price. If you make them too much money, they have a problem, not you. They will have a problem like, how can I keep Max with us? Okay. So you just lose 2-3 months. Worst case. But they now they have a problem. They have to really keep you. And in some cases, they might even say, previously the 2-3 months also we make a lot of money. So how about we repay you that? I actually have one client who paid me for 1 year because I was charging too low. 1 year extra. So it's like, actually last year, you're paying, we only pay you this, but I think the value we got was so much higher. How about we add extra this for the whole month? Then from January to December, actually they calculate and they paid me one lump sum, 10,000 plus. So don't be afraid to just say this is a flat price. Okay. So why is this good for them? Also, it's because they don't need to always calculate how many leads this month. Because if you always have this type of conversation, it ruins the relationship. I did a mistake before, right? So I don't encourage that.
Yeah, and building on that slightly, this is why when we give advice to freelance professionals, the idea of having a retainer is a safe way of doing it. So just have a reasonable, your costs, right? A reasonable retainer where you say, okay, I'm going to do this, like what Anastasia was talking about, maybe a landing page, maybe some email, product descriptions. You kind of define, if we're going to do A, B, C, D, this will fall within my docket. I'll do this for 2K a month, which is like my standard, right? So on the account, they put 2K. However, if they're A, B, C, D, then we can have like negotiations. as you build capacity and you demonstrate your excellence. So that way it's really a win-win situation. And you'll be safe. You'll have like some 2K constantly in your pocket and not have to worry about keeping all these little records here and there. Yeah, that's important.
If the business owner is smart, he or she will realize the time spent calculating the leads and calculating how much to pay you is probably costing them a lot of money, a lot of time and money. If they insist on calculating that, be prepared to look for new client. It's not somebody you want to work with on the long term.
Because I have experienced like my first client, he's a doctor, aesthetic doctor. So I promised to bring leads, and it's just like a consultation to get on the phone with him. But his closing rate, his closing skill is terrible. So I can see I didn't get any benefit from it. I bring you the leads, I bring you all, but you couldn't close them. So I'm still thinking, is that the right way to charge commission or cost per lead? That's my concern.
Fixed price. Let's do a fixed price. You do that, then let's say if you bring them qualified leads, but they don't know their closing sucks, they will blame you. Oh, no, it's not my closing suck, it's your lead quality low. Then you always have this type of argument. Then it's like, what the hell? Why are we having this type of discussion? You don't want to do that. Makes you unhappy, makes them unhappy. No, I mean, it's not like you need the money.
Yeah, so fixed rate solves a lot of problems. Just focus on doing your work and be able to defend yourself. And in that case, maybe you may want to suggest that I have a team that can help you with closing. If it's a high ticket, maybe Jay and I can see if we can help them through our network. If it's a high ticket offer, that is, I'm just throwing that there because many business owners have trouble closing deals.
Not many, all.
Yeah, so maybe that's an opportunity for us to collaborate at that level. So we can, after this talk, you can give us some details and then we see if this is something so that the business owner can focus on doing his job or her job, and then we can have another team take care of the closing.
Oh, okay. I think I unfairly labeled all business owner as bad closers. So there are two types of business owner. Okay, so this is not copywriting, it's just business acumen. I can pass you the ability to know how to deal with people very, very quickly. So let's just pretend there are two types of business owner for simplicity's sake. One is the closer, one is a technician. Usually one or the other. Very seldom, I haven't met one who is good as a technician and good as a closer. Usually it's one or the other. So usually if it's a technician, their closing skill is going to suck. 9 out of 10 times, this is going to be a situation because they spend all their attention to know how to do the work very well. They don't spend time at all. Sometimes they don't spend time at all on sales and marketing, how to learn that. On the other type, those who are, usually the more classic salesman type of, they were a salesman, then they transition to start their own business. That type, that is the other way around. Those are the more confident type. They can sell, they can close, but sometimes they can't really do the work. So you need to know which type you're dealing with. So this is the easiest way I can put it. Now, I like to work with business owners who is the second type because I can help them to improve the service. I can help them to improve the work. I can help them to improve that. That being said, I also have worked with business owners who are good at the work, but they suck at sales and marketing. It's just that sometimes you have to ask yourself this question: do you want to be the person who is there to educate them on sales and marketing? Not for everybody. Okay. Frankly, sometimes I regret doing this. It's very tiring. But just know, like, who are you actually dealing with? And if it's the person who is a technician, it's a bit dangerous because people don't say what they believe. People do what they believe. If the technician believes sales and marketing is important, do you think they spend some time learning it? Probably yes. If yes, their closing ability won't suck so much. So even if you can do a fantastic job or you can train them very well, there's a good chance they think it's not because of your sales or marketing, it's because of their product is good. Okay, even 7, 8 figure business owners have this problem. I'm not going to name names. Bob, don't laugh.
So thank you for the answer. Yeah.
Very good. Yes, Bob, do you have answers now? I mean, questions now you were thinking through.
Yeah, I have a question related to my current situation, right? So right now, it seems like I'm working with 2 agencies at the moment, and then like sort of like getting a few work from Jay and from Lisa, like on and off work. Like it's not
Why you
really
keep getting
stable.
work from mean people?
Okay, yeah, not the main point, but but the point is that it seems like because the new agency that I'm working with, it's I have like potential new work from them, and then like it's sort of like I have enough work for the next few months, right? So I'm not sure like if I'm if I'm going to like keep on prospecting, and then like because like I'm trying to balance out like whether should I should like um, work with a client for quite some time and then start prospecting again, right? I'm not sure if it makes sense.
Okay.
It's like I'm a little bit worried about like client hopping, right? So like if I just like started on a new agency and then I straight away like hop to a new one, it seems like that's not really good in terms of, I don't know, like that doesn't sound really good. So yeah, should I keep on prospecting when I have quote unquote enough work for the next few months?
Okay. So Bob, do you notice 3 months ago you won't be, you can't imagine you'll be asking this question today, correct? Maybe not 3 months, maybe 5 months ago.
Yeah, right.
You
Right.
can't imagine yourself asking this question. Back then, if I tell you, hey Bob, half a year from now, you'll be asking me question. I got too much work.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say something like, although I have work, but it's not like very lucrative work, right? It's not like 3K per month right now. No, it's like, yeah, it's not very high, but it's not very low. It's sort of a neutral place to be in. But I'm willing to stay here for a few months. I'm not sure if that's healthy. And then like, or I'm not sure if there's a better way, right? And if it's a better way, like how can I actually balance everything out? Like not being too client hopping and not I'm not sure if that makes sense. Right.
Okay. Before I say fire Lisa, let's just hear from Coach Gerald, see his perspective.
It's interesting. Two important things. One thing is for us all here as freelancers, what Bo is basically saying is his bandwidth is getting thin. And with freelance, you have to be careful in the fact that you don't overstretch yourself. Again, you are not too client hopping, but again, you are not also reluctant to do prospecting. As a principle for us freelancers, you have to do prospecting. However, what you need to be able to do is know how to close the deals in such a way that you can prospect and say, okay, I may be able to work with you in 6 months. I may be able to work with you in 3 months. So you do future pacing. So still do some prospecting, but do more of future pacing. So because if you leave your pipeline dry, man, you will dry one day. You will stay hungry sometime, right? Always the number one, the most dangerous number in business is one. Okay, so which means don't only depend on one client. Again, don't hope too much. So there needs to be some moderation. So basically, what I would like you to do, because you're beginning, you need to build reputation. So if you are doing 2-3K or thereabouts, where you're able to pay your bills, this is the time for you to learn and really get good. As you get good, you also keep prospecting, but prospect them more into the future and say, okay, right now, I am working on email marketing, I'm working on this, I'm doing ABCD. I anticipate that we could begin to collaborate in 6 months or in 9 months or in 12 months. So that just in case something happens to the current a client, then you can reach out to them and say, hey, Jenny, it looks like I may be having additional time. I had expected to work within 6 months. Maybe can we start working in another maybe 2 months or something? So it gives you leeway and leverage to be able to lean on your opportunities that you had prospected in the past. But you don't like do commitment, but you kind of push the day of collaboration into the future. So that way, you're not hopping too much. Again, you're not sleeping on new opportunity. And then you're also stabilizing your ability to learn, because whether it's copywriting, digital marketing, this require training, and you need to get better every time. And you cannot do that if you're hopping from one client to another too much.
And I'll say there's a benefit to delay the sale. It's sometimes people like to buy what they can't buy. All right. So people like to hire the people that they can't hire. In this case, you are not actually like forced scarcity or like countdown timers kind of thing. You're like, I'm really busy. Like, so from here, it gives you more bargaining power, because the next time when you approach them or whatever, chances of them giving you what you ask for or higher than what you ask for is going to be there, instead of negotiating downwards. So number one, you're protecting your rates. Now, number two, actually, once I start turning down people, actually I feel very good. Once I start firing people, I start turning down people, I realize the next time when I close, I'm less needy. So that actually improved my closing, that actually improved the confidence, and also improves the work, because I don't need to worry about so much stuff. Okay, so that's the benefit of delaying. So I'm going to give, delaying the sale is one way. I'm here to give you another alternative. Actually, I just thought of this while Coach Cheryl was giving you the answer. So you can always pass the work to you. Like, you do notice Lisa's not doing all her writing work. She's passing some to you. You can do the same thing. It's like some of the gigs you don't really want them, you can pass to other people. Can be within this group, can be outside. So anyone who wants some gigs, just drop me a message, then I'll ask Bo to pass you some. Serious.
Yes, this is what I mentioned, Anastasia and also Max, I think some time ago, because we need to help each other. So if your landing page sucks, sure, you can get those deals, pass them to Anastasia, right? Why not? Because tomorrow Anastasia may have another opportunity, pass them to Bo, so that you begin to pass opportunities, because we should come from the perspective of blue ocean, which means the sea that has a lot of fish, right? So which means that there will always be another opportunity. And as freelancers, we should operate from this mindset. So if you cannot work on that deal, and somebody can do it, pass it to them.
And just to reuse the slide here, just imagine that these are three things, and you can only do one of them. Let's say currently there are three person. Freelancer A can only do this, freelancer B can only do this, freelancer C can only do this. But the client actually need three of this. So actually, two situations is everybody just close for themselves. Nobody actually gets hired. But if one of the three freelancers actually know how to close for everybody, everybody gets a job. So we would like everybody to operate in this environment, right? Because there are many deals, actually, frankly, I don't think I'll be able to close if I just go alone. Yeah. So hopefully that helps.
And we noticed, maybe I can just build on, I've noticed as we are doing our deals when we are together with Jay, because we come from different perspectives. So when you even begin to partner, it's very, very important. It's the blue ocean mentality that when we do it together, we all win. So focus on win-win for your client and win-win for your colleagues. So like this example Jay just gave, there's
landing page and targeting.
There's targeting and landing page. And say, let's use Anastasia as an example. She's not good with landing page, but she's good with writing ads. And Bo is good with landing page. They say, okay, I will take this deal. How much are these three items? What is this that you're commissioning to me? So you negotiate, and then behind the door, you go and negotiate with your small team. and you share the profit. So whatever money comes to you, then you pass it to your colleagues. So that way, work gets passed to you and you pass work to the colleagues. And you don't have a rainy day that way, actually. You always have work that comes to you.
Right. And then like regarding to the prospecting part, because we are, the big idea is to like prospect for the future, right? Sort of like
Yes.
future pacing. But the problem that I seem to face is that because the main platform that I'm actually prospecting on is like on Upwork, which means that people need the work right now. So that way, I mean, if I can sort of like secure a deal, I can pass it on to my colleague like immediately, right? But not like delaying the sale or like something like telling them I will be available in 3 months or 6 months, right? So like yeah, I mean, Upwork works in part, but not like prospecting into the future, right? So I wonder like what changes can I make here so that I can do both at the same time, or yeah, I mean,
Pass the cake
yeah.
to others.
Yeah, my suggestion is just what we just mentioned. Pass the gig to Anastasia or to Vincent. That's
Right.
it. Once you close the deal, don't pass an opportunity to close a deal. Always close a deal. Now, but it doesn't mean you have to do it yourself. And we mentioned 2 weeks ago, like let's say the deal is 3K. Now, is there a problem passing the deal? You get out of 3K per month, or maybe one time opportunity, you get 500 and the people who do it get to split 2,500. Any mistake? No problem, right? It's a win-win-win. The client wins, you win, you get a portion of it, your colleagues get a portion of it, and you share, and you go to the next. So for Upwork, which is like, I want the job done now, you qualify them and work with your team. Pass the thing to the people, but you are the one facing the client. So the client doesn't know that Vincent and Anastasia exist, right? But so you are the face of the client, but these guys are behind you. So that's how you should be able to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense, right? Close the deal now and then just pass it on to my colleagues or yeah, I mean, but when should we actually delay the sale? Because like it seems like both of them are contradicting like together.
No,
Which you are more
okay.
comfortable with. Whichever you're more comfortable with.
Yeah, maybe Jay, I just want to build on that. So
Yep.
as you gain more experience and you have more contacts, and sometimes clients will begin to do referrals, right? Referral is where, because we know Max, we can run to Max and say, hey, Max, there's a deal here. Would you be open to this, right? So in this case, Max can put you to this. Okay, like let's say I connect Max to something. Then Max can reach out to that fellow and say, okay, I'm open, but only in the next 3 months. Would you be comfortable waiting? So this is prospecting into the future. Upwork, the current option would be the best, but where it is outreach, be sure to defer that to allow you time to do that. So there's no cut answer, but you need to use discretion. Do I move in the future, or I take it now, I pass it to my colleague? So you should be able to use your own judgment in that case.
Okay, right. So it sounds like to me when client approaches us or some referrals are coming in that case, then I can make the decision of whether or not I close it now or prospect into the future, right? Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks.
Actually, frankly, I would prefer to close it now, unless I really don't like the person. That's me. You will have your own answer, and we really encourage everybody to learn how to close. That's seriously the thing that will make you the most money, not writing.
Because closing you can't delegate, writing you can, or the design you can delegate. So this is definitely, closing is key. You really need to know how to close.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks.
Okay. I think we have some time for one short question.
Maybe Vincent hasn't gone.
Yeah. interesting insight from Paul, because that's what I do during my daytime job. But I think I have a question that is also quite surrounded by this group of people. So, I mean, all of us. How do I make the proper charges to my clients? I have clients asking. I mean, I'm prospecting people. Some of them they just want a blog post. Like some of them just want the Facebook captions for for maybe in my case today is a Facebook caption. It's an easy one, but I think I have some. I'm plan to target some customers, some prospect who is doing some blog posts as well. So I am still not particularly sure on how should I go on to do the charging parts for different works.
Okay, the short answer will be you can refer to other people's price lists. Actually, last time I have one, but
that is what I was thinking. Should I just go to some freelancer website and look at the average and I follow them, or should I do it differently? That's what I plan to do now, but I'm not sure if it is the right way to do it.
I mean, I used to do that, but if you do the closing correctly, actually, we don't usually use the price. Okay, now here is I'll try to make this short. Okay, if you sell a computer as a computer, you have to follow the market price. But if you sell a computer as what the computer helps other people to do, the price actually depends on the person needing the help. Okay, maybe Jerry can help me with this. Oops, you're muted.
Yeah, so this that's a good answer, but like Jay mentions, the price you quote will depend on what you're closing. To use the computer example, and this is why just before that we mentioned, for all you freelancers, you need to improve your closing. Because if you're selling computers, an example, you can sell computers a commodity. This commodity, like I have this mouse, right? You're just selling the mouse, it costs $50, period. If you are going to close the deal to understand more deeply what the mouse is going to do, why they need to use the mouse, what are the kind of things the mouse will do, then you say, okay, in addition to selling this mouse, I would be able to offer ABCD around the mouse. You could end up charging $150, right? As opposed to $150, which the mouse would be. So this again goes back to the kind of service you're going to do. Like this gentleman who says he wants you to do the Facebook, is it product? It's
caption.
like one small, okay, the caption, yeah. So instead of saying, okay, yes, I can do caption, I would like the conversation to go differently and understand from them what are they really trying to achieve, right? So that the deal does not only stop in caption, because caption is easy, but every opportunity go deep and try and understand their pain points and try and go deep and say, hey, why do you want this? Is it the caption you need? Help me understand what's going on here, right? So that way you can get caption plus the other opportunity. So it's a more win for you and a more win for the client. So that would be my answer. But on the second note, if you have not been able to do your homework, knowing your price lists, which for now I think you need to start doing, find a way of saying, if I'm going to do this kind of thing, this is how I'll charge. So that you can bundle also your services. Now, if I do this plus this, this is what I'll charge. So at least you're comfortable with what you want and you start working on that. Maybe Jay, you have another perspective. Take it from there.
The short, okay, depends on how much time you want to spend on this. But actually, I encourage everybody to spend time on improving this. Now, you guys see this logo here? Okay. The person who did the logo, if he sell to me versus he sell to a $10 million company, price is going to be different, correct? Now, my question is the logo, he can sell the exact same logo to the company can be called J. So it's just pretend everything is the same. The person do the exact same thing, but why is the price different? Because the customer is different. Okay, so you don't want to sell the deliverables, you want to sell what the deliverables does for the person. So for example, a logo, let's say if it's a business who have no brand awareness, they will just say, oh, logo is just a logo. If that's the case, the logo is not going to be worth a lot. But if you are dealing with, let's say, DHL or some company, I can't think of other companies now. Okay, let's just say DHL. If you're selling to DHL, the logo it can reach 100,000, 200,000, sometimes 500,000. Nike's logo costs a few millions to design. Now, why is it there? It's because the way that they reach there. So a lot of people will be like, "Che, Nike logo, just one, just do it. Why so expensive? Why so much money?" All right. So people who usually they see that way, it's a very surface. You're just looking at the deliverables, and deliverables usually is just tip on the iceberg. That being said, I can understand why you guys have this concern because frankly, I've been in your shoes. Initially, when I start as a freelancer, I keep thinking about selling deliverables. And back then, that was what I call the Fiverr mentality. The more ads I can pass out, the more images I can deliver, the faster I can earn my $5. Okay, but that is not a mentality you want to have. That being said, to actually properly do this and actually learn this, it takes a few days. It takes a while to learn, and I don't think we can do it here. Now, previously, me and Gerald was thinking about creating a program, but we recently closed a bit too many deals, so I'm not we are not 100% sure on that. But we really think like that is something that will really change everybody's life. So what I can suggest is for now, just have your price list, okay? But just know that there is something more to this. You're not going to do the work following this price list for long, maybe 1-2 months. But we should have a longer discussion on this because this is, I think, something we can really help you with.
Yeah. All right.
Right, so it's we come to the end of today's session. So hope everybody got at least a bit clearer, solved some problems. You benefited from this session. If you have, please invite other friends here. And for those who you want a bit more geeks, just drop me a message privately. If you have any questions you want to ask about Facebook or Google, just drop me a Q&A. We can have a separate Zoom from this. All right. So everybody, thanks for attending and enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks.